Breaking on 4 News Now at 6, 2 East Valley High School students are facing felony charges for threatening their classmates. Hear the superintendent's message to parents and students.
Tomorrow is a weather alert day. We are tracking heavy mountain snow and dangerous spring break travel conditions. I'll help you plan your weekend around the wet weather in the first alert forecast.
A bill that would allow parents to sue schools and libraries in Idaho for obscene material is now headed to the governor's desk. The changes one library has already made. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Breaking news tonight. All 8 East Valley high schools were closed today because of online threats made against the LGBTQ+ community.
2 East Valley students were arrested and charged with felony threats to bomb or injure property. Emily Bloom is there live. And Emily, those threats came from East Valley students.
Yes, Aaron, Kirsten, several students arrested today and more are expected. Meanwhile, the superintendent of East Valley School District is making it clear that the students involved in this will be expelled immediately. Now, these are the things that we know right now. According to Spokane County Sheriff's Office, the threats being made included statements and depictions of firearms in a Snapchat group chat. They tell us the threats were made towards students supporting the LGBTQ+ community and the International Transgender Day of Visibility. That is today. No victims were named, but threats of harm were also made against EVHS, who identify as LGBTQ+ members. Spokane County Sheriff's Office says 2 teen students were identified as suspects and charged with felony threats to bomb or injure property and booked into the Spokane County Juvenile Detention Center. And according to the Sheriff's Office, the threats don't meet the criteria of hate crimes because potential victims were not aware of them. There are technicalities surrounding the requirements to be charged with these crimes and the nature of this particular threat. A third suspect was also identified, but they haven't made contact with that teen because they are out of town. Now, the superintendent expressing in a statement today that he is standing with students against hate, asking others to do so as well. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is asking parents to talk to their teens, make sure they understand that conversations in social media can escalate to threats. Reporting live in Spokane, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.
Emily, thank you. The Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene Heritage Health Clinics closed early today because of a threat made to a staff member. Police say an older male walked into one of the Heritage Health Clinics in Coeur d'Alene, sought treatment, and made a concerning statement to a staff member about another employee. The man later left the clinic. Police determined no crime had been committed. Out of an abundance of caution, the clinics closed early. You might want to wait if you plan on traveling over the passes this weekend. There's going to be some heavy snow.
And because of that, our team of weather experts have declared tomorrow a weather alert day. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Well, right now we do have snow in progress at Stevens Pass, not sticking to the roadways yet, but as the sun goes down, the temperatures drop, the roadway temperature drops. We'll start to see that sticking Snoqualmie. It's a rain-snow mix. I've seen a few snowflakes on the 4th of July camera, and Lookout Pass right now is in good shape, but they'll be going downhill very rapidly tonight as the snow picks up. Heavy mountain snow tonight through tomorrow, especially tomorrow morning. That's for all area passes, and that is why we have a weather alert day. A lot of kids on spring break, and if there's travel plans that take you over the passes this weekend, you will have to plan ahead to take your time. Radar right now around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area showing some spotty showers. We had a pretty good rain here in downtown Spokane. That's starting to move off to the north and east, but there's more wet weather coming. Expect some steady rain by late tonight and may start to see some snow mixing in with the rain in valley areas by tomorrow early morning. Meanwhile, winds around the region. Right now, we're at 11 miles per hour in Spokane. Currently in Moses Lake, 25-mile-per-hour gusts. Winds are generally less than 10 miles per hour in Spokane Valley and Pullman, but that is not the trend. Our winds are going to be picking up overnight into a windy day on Saturday. And then there's more interesting weather on the way for Sunday, including the possibility of a little bit of snow right where you live. I'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. And be sure to download the 4 News Now weather app, where you can get important updates sent straight to your phone no matter where you're traveling over spring break.
Certain books could become harder to find in Idaho libraries. On Friday, the Idaho House passed the Children's School and Library Protection Act. The bill now heads to Governor Brad Little's desk for his signature. If signed into law, people would be able to sue schools and libraries in Idaho if they think the books and other materials are harmful to children.
So this includes anything related to nudity, sexual conduct, or homosexual acts. Tonight at 6, Bronte Sorotsky sat down with the interim library director in Post Falls to hear about what this will mean for them if this is signed into law.
The interim library director at the Post Falls Library tells me that she's stressed now that this and other libraries across Idaho could face civil litigation due to the books that they have in stock.
Law would open us up to risk.
The risk of facing a $2,500 charge anytime a member of the community deems a book too obscene for children.
Libraries are public institutions. We want to be good stewards with our money, and we don't want to be spending this on civil litigation.
The bill, now on its way to Governor Little's desk, says libraries and schools can't make anything available to children that shows nudity, sexual conduct, or homosexuality.
Unfortunate right now that some members in our community are applying pornographic labels to things that relate solely to LGBTQ material.
Library staff will have to figure out how to comply with this law without going against their own values.
And so we would have to rely on our library training, and we would have to make sure that we aren't pulling books that have viewpoint discrimination, because that's not something that the library stands for.
The library already allows community members to ask the library to reconsider certain books in the kids section. Miller says she's stressed that work could be for nothing.
We have tools in place right now for libraries, for community members. They can submit a request for reconsideration if they're unhappy about a book.
Lindsay tells me that despite this bill, she hopes that the library can still reach a point where it still feels like it can help the community. Reporting in Post Falls, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Governor Little signed multiple bills into law today that will impact your child's education, with one of them meant to improve communication with schools by establishing a parental bill of rights. This means that schools will now be required to notify parents about the health services made available by the school or private organizations at the start of each school year, including health and wellness services. Parents must also give consent before the school gives their child any health screening or well-being questionnaires. Schools will also be required to notify parents if their child has been questioned by a police or school resource officer, unless the child is a victim or suspected victim of child or physical child abuse.
On Capitol Hill, the House is set to vote on a nationwide parental rights bill. Unlike the Idaho law, this bill would require schools to provide parents with a list of books and reading materials available in the school library. It would also require administrators to alert parents of violent activity on school grounds, and elementary and middle schools that receive federal funding must get permission from parents before changing a minor child's gender markers, pronouns, or preferred name on any school form.
Another bill signed into law will require high schools to have financial literacy classes. Students will learn the basics of real-world personal finance and how to make sound financial decisions. The law also makes this class a requirement for graduation.
Still ahead, the story of Lauren McCluskey, the Pullman native murdered by her ex-boyfriend, the legacy she left behind, and her mother's commitment to fighting domestic violence. That's up on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The 4 News Now First Alert Weather app. Download or update it today.
No one does Truck Month like Wendell Ford, where our trucks are built Ford tough. F-150, Super Duty, Ranger. Some with bonus cash and interest rates as low as 0%. The best Ford trucks go fast. Wendell at the Y on North Division.
Starting now, it's the 72 months for 72-hour event at More Furniture. Get 72 months interest-free financing on the furniture you need for your whole house. Bedrooms never look so dreamy, living rooms so relaxing, and dining rooms so inviting as they do with 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. But don't wait, this event won't last long. Get 72 months to pay for 72 special hours only. Right now at More Furniture.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Well, hi. Hey, I'm looking for a new Honda, but I heard some dealers are charging outrageous prices.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're not doing that. With us, it's business as usual.
That's a relief.
And we include a lifetime warranty at no additional cost.
We are a family-owned dealership, and our reputation is far more valuable than overcharging our customers.
We want to be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Call today for our available inventory and check out our website at cdahonda.com.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Coeur d'Alene Casino is celebrating 30 years and counting more than
200,000 bingo,
300,000 rounds of golf,
38,000 spa services,
1.3 million hamburgers sold,
4,000 concerts, promotions, and events,
plus 3 $1 million jackpot winners.
And now, join us for our $300,000 anniversary giveaway. $60,000 will be given away each Friday in March. See Casino for details.
Happy 30th anniversary. Welcome home.
No one does Truck Month like Wendell Ford, where our trucks are built Ford tough. F-150, Super Duty, Ranger, some with bonus cash and interest rates as low as 0%. The best Ford trucks go fast. Wendell at the Y on North Division.
Breaking sports news right now, and the news Zag fans will not want to hear.
Multiple sources are reporting tonight guard Hunter Salas is looking for a new place to play. Basketball writers report Salas has entered the transfer portal. He was a 5-star recruit who averaged 4.5 points this season. He's the second Gonzaga guard to enter the portal this week. Dominic Harris announced his plans on Wednesday. The story is just breaking on Final Four weekend. Sports director Julian Mendelssohn will have much more on this news and the impact in sports on 4 News Now at 6:30. Around the nation tonight, both ABC and CNN are reporting that former President Donald Trump is set to turn himself in on Tuesday to face charges for alleged hush money he paid to an adult film actress in 2016.
The Manhattan District Attorney has not released the specific charges. Sources familiar with Trump's case and pending arraignment say his indictment contains more than 30 counts related to business fraud. CNN's Mike Valerio is in New York with how the city is preparing for Tuesday's surrender.
Will we be hearing from you today? Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg arriving to work Friday morning under heavy security. Law enforcement sources say Bragg's office will meet with the Secret Service and New York City Police on Friday.
The walkthrough today is to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Court officers, NYPD, and the Secret Service detail that protects Donald Trump still.
Trump denies any wrongdoing and took to Truth Social Friday, calling the case a witch hunt. Donald Trump's lawyer is preparing for a voluntary surrender and arraignment Tuesday.
We'll go in there and we'll proceed to see a judge at some point, plead not guilty, start talking about filing motions, which we will do immediately.
Some supporters gathered Friday outside of Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Florida home. That state's governor, Ron DeSantis, saying Thursday he won't assist authorities if it comes down to an extradition.
Well done, Governor DeSantis. This is a battleground issue for so many individuals.
This is nothing short of a political prosecution being affected by a Manhattan DA who literally campaigned on bringing charges against one particular American.
Everyone who's out there talking about this being a political case or a witch hunt are going to be sorry when they actually read the substance of what these prosecutors have developed in several criminal charges.
President Joe Biden steering clear of it all for now.
I'm not going to talk about something.
In New York, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Snow will be piling up in the Idaho passes. Here's a look at your forecast through Sunday. We're looking at snow close to a foot or more at Lookout Pass. Meanwhile, over the Cascades, very difficult travel conditions through the weekend. Up to 17 inches of snow in Snoqualmie Pass. With more at White, I will be back with your 7-day forecast after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
I like you right by my side.
Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
It's the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan Service and Parts Center. We're ready to keep your car in the best condition possible so you can drive with confidence. From express service to more advanced diagnostics and repairs, our certified technicians deliver expert service and advice. We also have an inventory of factory Nissan parts. You can personalize your vehicle with accessories tailored to your Nissan. Parts and service at the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan right off Highway 95.
Why so many teenagers don't want to learn how to drive.
It's just really scary going behind the wheel.
Next, Inside Edition. It used to be a rite of passage. Not anymore. The new phenomenon. Driver's license? Who needs it?
With rideshare companies, it makes it a lot easier to get around the city.
Then, the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. America's new obsession. What will the jury decide? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We'll take a look at this tornado. It's making its way through Little Rock, Arkansas. Here's a look at some of the damage left behind. You can see the tornado brought down part of the roof of a shopping center, damaged homes, uprooted a large number of trees. At least 24 people have been hospitalized. No fatalities have been reported as of yet. The National Weather Service called the tornado catastrophic and had to send its North Little Rock staff into a tornado shelter. Little Rock was just one of many major cities at risk of getting hit by a strong tornado. Other cities included Memphis and St. Louis.
Well, here are 4 things to know about our weather. We have the possibility of some snow mixing in with the rain tonight, and that rain is going to pick up in intensity later this evening. Heavy mountain snow, that is also going to be a big concern through tomorrow morning and really through the weekend. A wet and windy Saturday down in town with snow showers down in the valleys on Sunday. Your Saturday planner will start the day off with that mix of rain and snow. Temperatures, however, will be in the 30s. If you do get a little bit of snow at your house, it's not going to be sticking around long. We're warming up to a high of 47. 53 is our average high. And most of the afternoon will be dry with just some hit and miss showers and the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms in the evening as well. We have a strong cold front that is barreling in, ushering in a very unstable upper level low. Along with it, cold air aloft that will keep those snow showers going through the weekend. I'm starting this off at our current time. That front makes its way through on Saturday. Very gusty winds behind the front with gusts to 35 miles per hour. Here's 9 o'clock in the morning. But we'll also start to get a little bit of a break in that steadier precipitation. We'll keep it going in the mountains through the day on Saturday. Here's 7 o'clock on Saturday. But in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, most valley locations, we should have a prolonged period of drier weather before the snow showers start picking up again on Saturday, especially in the afternoon and evening. Here's a closer view of the next 24 hours. Right now, we have more spotty rain showers around the inland northwest, but that will fill in on our radar. Here's midnight. That's when the heavier rain is expected in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Some very heavy snow over Lookout Pass. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we are looking dry from Omak down through Moses Lake. starting to dry out a little bit, seeing the back end of the precipitation in Spokane and Deer Park. So we'll get some breaks, but then in the afternoon and evening, the possibility of those hit and miss showers. Could see some graupel, could hear a rumble of thunder, and those gusty winds. Not a pleasant weekend in our forecast. Winds will be peaking tomorrow afternoon. These are just the sustained winds. The higher gusts, again, to go along with that, will be up to 35 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be above freezing in most locations. Not in the passes, though. They're already dropping below freezing in some spots, and that will cause that snow to stick to the roadways. Where down in town, that should not be an issue at all. Saturday's high temperatures will be in the 40s and 50s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Cooler for Sunday with a chance of snow showers. Minor accumulations possible Sunday morning. It's so late in the year that anything that does stick will not stick around for long. It'll melt quickly. 44 on Monday with more snow showers possible, and that is the case for Tuesday as well. Finally, we are warming up into the 50s, 53 on Thursday, 55 on Friday, and drying out a little bit and feeling more like spring. Tomorrow, again, is a weather alert day, mainly because of the spring break travel. A lot of folks going over the passes, and that is something you might want to hold off on until this snow is wrapped up. Aaron?
Good advice. Thank you, Chris. As you're doing your spring cleaning, there's a good chance you might run into some of your old maybe iPods or maybe a couple old phones that have just been sitting around gathering dust.
ABC's Em Lynn explains how you can turn your old electronics into cash.
Spring is always a good time to declutter your home, like sorting through those old cell phones, tablets, and laptops that have been stowed away for a while.
I think a lot of us just have these piles of old tech collecting dust, sitting there thinking maybe someday I might need it. But no, don't let it sit there too long.
CNET's Bridget Carey says getting rid of those electronics can make space and even make you money.
Some websites will offer to pay you, or you can even go to a big box store and you'll get some cash or store credit.
You can compare best offers on websites like Declutter, Gazelle, and Amazon.
I have a really old iPhone, an iPhone 6S Plus. This thing, it is a little clunky, but it works, and I can get $20 for it. One site offered me $20. If I went to Best Buy, they'd offer me $15.
Carrie says that even items that are well past their prime can sell if you're patient.
Here's an iPad mini, came out in 2012. Apple's not giving me squat for this, but because it's in good condition and it works just fine, my kids have been using it for a while, I can make money off eBay.
And you might be surprised by what you can resell, like DVDs and CDs or a pair of used earbuds.
These are my Powerbeats Pro earbuds that have been in my ear for years now, and I could still make $25 for these things.
If selling or exchanging your tech isn't an option, Carrie suggests seeing if someone else can put it to good use.
So my kids have these old kid tablets. These things, they grow out of. Find some moms at your preschool, see a Facebook group. You could always find a good home for things, even if it's not a traditional piece of tech.
At the very least, recycle it at an electronics store so it doesn't end up in a landfill. And be sure to do a factory reset on your device before getting rid of it to protect your personal information. Em Nguyen, ABC News, New York.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
BCU is just an incredible community partner. We feel very fortunate to have them on board as we try to help families move forward and be stable and successful.
It is so important for both our families and our staff to receive current financial education.
What Eric's doing with his classes is basically giving them the knowledge they're going to need to be financially self-reliant.
This is not a topic that's typically taught in schools, and yet it is the baseline of access to almost everything that we do.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Do you miss
Miss those 2020 stimulus checks you received and wish you had some extra money for some new furniture?
Well, at Walker's Furniture, we want to help you out. Boost your savings and get big discounts store-wide with your Walker's Furniture stimulus check. Just visit a Walker's store near you or download your checks online and cash in on the savings. Plus, with no money down, no minimum purchase, and special 5 years financing.
You can get that new furniture you've been wanting and save your cash this week at Walker's.
This is it. The RV sales event of the year is happening now at Click It RV in Spokane. During the I Want to Getaway sales event, get a trip to Vegas on us. Choose from the best brands, Coachman, Winnebago, Thor, and more. Payments just $175 per month. 0 down, 0 payments until June, and $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Don't let these deals get away. 6 days only. March 23rd through the 28th. The I Want to Getaway event at Click It RV in Spokane. Hurry in today.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning partners with cities to gather the data they need to reduce homelessness. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world? That's the new thing. It isn't a tagline. It is Eastern Washington and you. Apply today at ewu.edu.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Mourners gathered today to remember Evelyn Dickhouse, one of 3 9-year-old students killed this week at Nashville's Covenant Christian Elementary School. Her family calling Evelyn a shining light in the world. This latest mass shooting in the country sparking protests at the Tennessee state capitol. Hundreds of parents and their children demanding stricter gun control laws.
I've grown up all my life being scared of getting shot in school.
Republican lawmakers in Tennessee this week delayed hearings on gun legislation that would expand access to firearms. The Covenant shooter was armed with 2 assault-style rifles and a handgun, which the shooter had legally purchased in recent years.
Well, new at 6, according to a new Social Security report, Americans' checks will get smaller in 2034 if Congress doesn't step in and fix a problem. It says the combined Social Security trust funds, which help support payouts for the elderly, survivors, and disabled, will run dry that year. That means the program's continuing income will only cover 80% of benefits owed.
Around the world tonight, the Biden administration is condemning Russia's arrest of an American journalist on spying charges. Russian intelligence accusing 31-year-old Evan Gershkovich of trying to collect classified information about Russia's military-industrial complex, making Gershkovich the first American reporter to be charged with espionage since the Cold War. He is currently awaiting trial and being held at a former KGB jail used for high-profile prisoners. President Joe Biden had a simple message to Moscow.
Let him go.
Well, this man who says he was interviewed by Gershkovich before the arrest, telling ABC the reporter was looking into stories relating to the founder of the Wagner mercenary group fighting in Ukraine, saying Gershkovich was doing standard journalistic work. The Wall Street Journal says it vehemently denies the allegations from the FSB and seeks the immediate release of our trusted and dedicated reporter. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including one woman's fight to end domestic violence after her daughter was murdered by her ex-boyfriend nearly 5 years ago.
And no one really listened, and he killed her.
The legacy Lauren McCluskey left behind. Next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
It's one of the most anticipated releases of the year. And Monday, Ali Wentworth and acclaimed director Lana Wilson live with George on their powerful and emotional new documentary, Pretty Baby, Brooke Shields. Plus, Rob Lowe is live. And next week, Jason Bateman on
Good Morning America.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery, Ag, and Turf store today to cash in on these limited-time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
It's buy one, get one month here at Mainstream. That's right, get a free furnace when you purchase an air conditioning unit. We'll even throw in a complete heating and cooling system check. Let us provide your family with comfort and happiness this spring. Call or visit Mainstream to find out more.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We've been following breaking news all day from the East Valley School District. Late this afternoon, we learned 2 East Valley High School students have been arrested for threatening their classmates who identify as part of the LGBTQ community.
Those 2 students now face felony charges, along with a 3rd suspect who the Spokane County Sheriff's Office says is out of the area right now. The Sheriff's Office says the threats were made in a Snapchat group chat with depictions of firearms. The East Valley Superintendent released a statement saying, in part, quote, "This incident does not define East Valley. This is not who we are or who we wish to be. We will continue our efforts to educate and to practice acceptance. Hate has no place in East Valley. I stand with, and in this case, in front of our students against hate. I humbly ask you to stand with me and for them." The superintendent also says that he expects more people could be arrested in the coming days, and those who made the threats will be expelled.
Well, this is a developing story. We will update you as we learn more. And if you want to read the superintendent's full statement, look for this story on KXLY.com. Well, these threats coincide with the Transgender Day of Visibility. It's a day meant to celebrate the success of transgender and gender nonconforming people. President Biden is using the day to blast acts of violence and discrimination against the community, zeroing in on a number of Republican-led bills targeting trans youth. Earlier this week, Idaho Governor Brad Little signed a bill banning transgender students from using bathrooms that don't match their sex on their birth certificate. Transgender Day of Visibility was founded in 2009 by Rachel Crandall, a Michigan-based transgender activist. Let's go now to Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Well, it's a weather alert day. Actually, starting tonight, that is when the passes are going to start rapidly going downhill. But through Saturday, windy, heavy snow in the passes, particularly in the morning. And with the spring break underway, a lot of folks will be headed in the direction of Seattle or Missoula. And you're going to encounter some heavy snow on your drive. Here's a look at our radar right now. We've actually dried out a little bit in Spokane after a brief downpour this afternoon. That wet weather has moved up to the north and east around Deer Park, through the Old Town area. May start to see some snow mixing in as we get into the overnight in the northern valleys, more likely early tomorrow morning around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Although you may get some breaks in the rain as you head out for your Friday evening adventures. If you're going to be out very late, that steady rain is going to develop by around 11 o'clock tonight and continue overnight. Here's our chance of precipitation on Saturday in Spokane. Things start to taper off a little little bit as we get into mid-morning. Finally, a little bit of a break around noon before our chance of showers redevelops in the afternoon. And those showers may be a little more intense if they happen to isolate themselves over where you happen to be. We're talking about some heavy graupel. Wouldn't rule out a rumble of thunder, a rain-snow mix, or a little snow squall in some spots as we have a very unstable weather pattern moving in. In the meantime, things are smooth sailing for the time being over the mountain passes, but we do have snow in progress at Stevens Pass and a rain-snow mix in Snoqualmie. It's not going to be long before that will all turn to snow. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast, some warmer, drier weather on the way, and the ski report in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Chris, thank you. And despite all that snow, today is the last day to remove your studded tires in Washington to avoid getting hit with a $137 fine. The Department of Transportation says it does not plan to extend that deadline. Drivers in Idaho have another month to remove studded tires. If you're caught with those tires on your vehicle after April 30th, you would pay a $67 fine.
Well, new at 6:30, Avista has filed a request to raise its rates, which means your bill could go up. If it's approved by the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission, the average household would see their monthly bill go up around $5.60 a month. Avista says, quote, the request reflects adjustment to recover from customers certain deferred power supply costs tracked in the company's energy recovery mechanism.
It's been more than 4 years since Pullman native Lauren McCluskey was deceived and murdered by her ex-boyfriend at the University of Utah, despite numerous attempts by Lauren to reach out for help.
I think it's important for people to understand how serious this issue is, and when there is a situation, if someone tells you what's going on, that you respond with urgency.
This tragedy has sparked an incredible movement that's captivated communities across the nation.
KXLY's Jordan Smith joins us from Moscow tonight with more on Lauren's story and how this movement began.
Lauren's murder made national headlines, particularly because of the missed warning signs by both the University of Utah and by law enforcement. But nearly 4.5 years later, and Lauren is still honored and remembered every day because of a promise that was made. Tonight, the story of Lauren McCluskey, her inspiring legacy, and the commitment to ending dating violence. Lauren McCluskey was a bright young woman and a decorated athlete at the University of Utah, entering her final year of college.
In her senior year, she briefly dated a man who turned out to be a con artist and he was really a criminal.
The man introduced himself as a 28-year-old part-time student by the name of Sean Fields. His actual name, Melvin Rowland, a 37-year-old sex offender. After learning his true identity, Lauren broke off the relationship and sought help.
She figured it out and reported to a number of police and housing and a number of different entities, and no one really listened, and he killed her.
She was killed in the parking lot near her dorm, 13 days after ending the relationship. Her murder amplified by the glaring missed warning signs and mishandlings of her case, prompting the McCluskeys to take a stand.
Since then, we have been working to try to improve the response when someone is being threatened, especially in a dating violence situation.
The family created what would become known as Lauren's Promise.
I was trying to think about what I could have done if I had been a professor at the University of Utah and a student had come to me. And so I thought about it that I could put on my course syllabus a promise that I will listen and believe you if someone is threatening you.
That promise taking root in communities nationwide, present at over 200 universities, including the University of Idaho. Lauren's name and story cemented into the Kibbe Dome, where she'd spend hours training for her dream.
One of the fantastic parts of it is when I come in and I see her name on the floor, I think of the promise. I think of Lauren's Promise. And it's a good reminder for me every day to listen to my athletes.
That message reinforced to high school athletes at the Lauren McCluskey Twilight Meet. Coaches and officials sharing her story. The athletes running in her honor. The Pullman community giving back as well. Graduate students paying out of pocket for this tree, commemorating Lauren's story on campus. A tribute to Lauren and the promise that won't be broken. In Moscow, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
And you can watch more on the story of Lauren McCluskey tonight on ABC's 2020. That's tonight at 9 p.m.
The Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office says it's identified a woman more than 40 years after her remains were discovered in the woods near Newport. Detectives say a human skull was found by hunters in November of 1982. For years, the skull sat in a box until a new undersheriff found it in 1999 and reopened the case. Last fall, the Pend Oreille Sheriff's Office joined Spokane County in working with Othram, the same DNA company who identified Ruth Waymeyer and Candy Rogers as killer. Using forensic-grade genome sequencing, experts lifted DNA from the skull and matched it to the woman's great-granddaughter. The family said Mildred Huberts disappeared from the St. Ignatius, Montana area back in 1968. She was 59 years old at that time. The circumstances surrounding Huberts' disappearance remain a mystery today. Her cause of death still not known, and investigators hope someone knows who she was and can help in this case. To read more about the journey to discover Hubert's identity, check out this story. It's on our website, KXLY.com.
Gonzaga guard Hunter Salas is looking for a new place to play. How this impacts the Bulldogs for next season, coming up on 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pape Machinery.
Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Chewelah Casino. The more you play, the more entries you can earn in our Mo Money prize drawings, totaling over $18,000 in prizes and cash. That's right, 2 nights of grand prize drawings, April 15th and April 29th, starting at 6 p.m. Sun Club players could win grand prize bundles, including a riding lawnmower, leaf blower, weed whacker, and a self-propelled lawnmower. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Do you miss those 2020 stimulus checks you received and wish you had some extra money for some new furniture?
Well, at Walker's Furniture, we want to help you out. Boost your savings and get big discounts store-wide with your Walker's Furniture stimulus check. Just visit a Walker's store near you or download your checks online and cash in on the savings. Plus, with no money down, no minimum purchase, and special 5 years financing.
You can get that new furniture you've been wanting and save your cash this week at Walker's.
Monday on Good Morning Northwest, masking up at Washington healthcare facilities will no longer be required. What you need to know about the change.
Plus, spring break plans. Checking with Mark Peterson and his First Alert forecast first Monday morning on Good Morning Northwest.
Next ET, American Idol Hollywood Week
gets nasty.
We're with the judges seeing red.
I lay my stiletto down pretty hard.
Plus, Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler's murder mystery gets solved on ET.
Why did he hit me?
I don't know, he didn't mean to.
Then, paging Dr. Bailey to General Hospital.
Didn't sleep at all last night.
Only we're with Chandra Wilson on set of GH's 60th anniversary celebration. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Oh, we are coming down the home stretch of the ski season, but we're definitely not running out of the snow. Quite the opposite. Almost an April Fool's forecast for the first day of April. Heavy snow at Lookout Pass. It is going to be a bit on the windy side if you're planning to go skiing tomorrow. Right now, their snow is machine groomed. By tomorrow morning, it is going to be powder. Schweitzer Mountain, this is their big finale weekend. They've got all kinds of fun things going on up there. One more day of skiing. Their season holder appreciation day will be next Saturday, but tomorrow will be a great day to go have some fun. It's going to be a little bit windy. It is going to be snowy, but enjoy. 49 degrees north, extending their season. Haven't said how long yet, but they were going to close after next weekend. Now they've got 129 inches of snow at the peak and a lot more coming. So expect that to continue. Mount Spokane, 36 and snow tomorrow. Machine Groom, they have 101 inches at the peak. That machine grooming is going to get snowed on overnight tonight. Silver Mountain, pretty windy day up there. Always good to check ahead, make sure the gondola is running on a windy day. Here's a look at the snowfall forecast. By tomorrow morning, 4 to 8 inches of new snow at Schweitzer, 2 to 4 at Lookout, but there's more coming. 2 to 4 at Silver, 1 to 2 at Mount Spokane, and 49 degrees north. By Sunday morning, we're looking at more snow. 4 to 8, I think that's on the low side for Lookout Pass. The computer model maybe not right in the right spot, looking at more to a foot of snow possible by Sunday morning, with more coming through the day on Sunday. If you've had it with the snow, I just wanted to share this little bit of warmer news, since that's mostly what we've been talking about is snow and cold. The forecast for April 8th through April 14th, that is the 8 to 14 day forecast, finally showing some orange over the inland Northwest, above average temperatures, and we're not really in the light brown, but there's no green, but so trending toward below average precipitation. We may get a chance to warm up and dry out a little bit after a very soggy weekend. For tomorrow, a weather alert day, mainly because of the travel concerns over the passes, but it's not going to be a great weekend to be on the soccer fields. Your tee time might be a bit of an issue if you're going to play in the morning. 47 for a high, 45 on Sunday with some snow showers. In the morning, there could be some brief accumulation, and then that warmer weather starts showing up by the middle of next week. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. New at 6:30. Might not be the best weekend to go biking. Just saw the 7-day forecast. But we have some inspiration for when things clear up.
Yeah, this is either going to make you feel really great or really bum you out. This week's Air for Adventure, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one local bike club enjoying the trails on the Four Mound Prairie west of 9 Mile Falls.
It's about a 27-mile ride. After a couple of miles, we go on to Cooley Height Road, and it's from that point on, it's a pretty car-free ride. There's like a slow, gradual incline to get up to the plain up there, and it's just nice farmland and some mountain views, and we'll see how it goes. I think some of the best bike riding in the country is right here in Spokane.
You know, you're looking for new routes and ways to ride and stuff like that, so you look online, and Spokane Bike Club came up. I started going on a few rides. You know, they ride similar to I do. They have the philosophies that I like to ride, and so generally speaking, past rides have been really good, so you keep trying new ones and just keep finding new routes. I like being outside, you know, and then obviously at this group you like the camaraderie. You know, I like to talk bikes, I like to talk roads, routes, hills. I guess I like the social aspect of it, but I've ridden thousands of miles by myself too, so yeah, this is a great place to ride a bike. I don't know that I've ever been anywhere better.
Well, another sign that spring is here, the Japanese Garden in Manitou Park opens for the season tomorrow. Spokane Parks and Recreation says it's going to be open from 10 a.m. to 6. And for all you runners, walkers, and wheelchair athletes, it's back about that time again.
Bloomsday is on Sunday, May 7th, and today is the early entry deadline for the race, which means you get your ticket a little cheaper. Today is the last day for the $28 entry fee. It increases to $35 April 1st. Some other notable Bloomsday dates: April 15th is the last day to get a personalized race bib, and May 4th is the last day to snag that $35 entry fee. It increases to $50 for race weekend, May 5th and 6th.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
University of Utah senior Lauren McCluskey repeatedly asked for help.
It was like getting hit by a baseball bat.
You have a powerful institution.
And you have the audacity to try to cover your ass.
Tonight.
A lot of troubling information was never public until now.
Never before seen surveillance video, exclusive interviews.
I'm sorry, I couldn't protect their daughter.
The stunning investigation.
Could Lauren's life have been saved?
Tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
When a water heater fails, everyone in your home knows instantly. Nothing quite replaces being able to take a hot shower. Luckily, the experts at Mainstream know exactly how to avoid these problems. Contact Mainstream for water heater sales and service today. Proudly serving CDA and Spokane.
Get the newest spring arrivals at More Furniture for under $45 a month during our exclusive signature-only event. Combine style and sophistication with this contemporary 4-piece bedroom set. Add function to your living room with this convertible sectional featuring storage chaise. And choose from a variety of color, shape, and height options with this dining table and 6 chairs. Get 72 months interest-free financing with no money down and only your signature at More Furniture. Visit morefurniture.com to preview all specials.
There's a new tax refund for Washington workers coming in 2023 called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Individuals and families who qualify can get up to $1,200 back if they meet the income eligibility threshold for the federal earned income tax credit, among other eligibility criteria. Applications open February 1st, 2023. To learn more and find out who qualifies, visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
The stage is set, a Hollywood week like you've never seen before. Incredible.
But one hopeful leaves everyone stunned.
Does that mean that you have decided to leave the competition?
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Well, another Gonzaga basketball player is leaving the program. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. According to multiple reports, Gonzaga guard Hunter Sallis is entering the transfer portal. Sallis averaged 4.5 points a game and was one of the key players off the bench for the Bulldogs this season. Sallis is a former 5-star recruit who is known for his defense. Sallis is now the second Gonzaga player to transfer this week, along with guard Dominic Harris. As it stands now, Nolan Hickman is the only Gonzaga guard who played regular minutes this past season who is guaranteed to return next year. We will take a look at what next year's roster could look like with all the departures and potential players staying. We'll have that tonight on Nightside. Eastern Washington's Steel Venters is declaring for the NBA draft and also entering the transfer portal. Venters was the Big Sky Player of the Year and led the Eagles to a regular season conference title. Venters led Eastern Washington in scoring at 15 points a game. All it took was one swing for the Mariners to defeat the Cleveland Guardians on opening night. An 8th-inning home run by Ty France was the difference. And man, Seattle needed that one because France's home run broke a streak of 30 straight scoreless innings dating back to last year. The Mariners offense needed a spark, and they got it in a big way. Mariners manager Scott Servais ahead of Game 2 of the series against the Guardians tonight.
You know, we left the season last year on such an empty feeling, and you're just one hit away or whatnot. So We got a lot of games to play. It's one game. It's 161 to go. But it's a great way to start. It's a nice confidence boost for us. And Cleveland's got a really good ball club, and they can really pitch. So, they're going to be tight games the whole series. We know that. Great getting off and winning the first one. The goal continues to be the same, is, just win the series.
Simple enough. First pitch between the Mariners and Guardians. Second game of the series is scheduled for 7:10 tonight from T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Robbie Ray is on the mound for the Mariners. Washington State baseball opening up a series at home against number 12 UCLA tonight. Big series for the Cougs in the Pac-12 standings. The Cougars trail 2-1 right now in the second inning. And after winning the opening game of the series last night, Gonzaga baseball is taking on BYU in game 2 of this 3-game set in Spokane. Good news right now for Bulldogs and the fans out there. Bulldogs lead 3-1 in the third inning. We will have the latest from this game and the Washington State matchup against UCLA tonight on Nightside. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Thank you, Julian. There's a consumer alert to look out for in your pantry. The CDC has issued a salmonella outbreak warning linked to flour. Investigators are working to identify which brands are included. As of now, a dozen people have been sick across 11 states, and 3 of them had to be hospitalized. The CDC warns that any unbaked flour can have germs, including salmonella, in it. It says you should not eat raw dough or batter. Even a small amount can make you sick. The agency says to be sure to cook your foods thoroughly.
Pope Francis is expected to return home from the hospital on Saturday. The 82-year-old pontiff has been in the hospital for a respiratory infection since Wednesday. This is the busiest time of the year for Pope Francis. The Vatican says he will be able to participate in the Palm Sunday Mass this weekend, the following Holy Week, and Easter celebrations. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
The stage is set, a Hollywood week like you've never seen before. Incredible.
Sunday and Monday, the 2-night event begins. Your favorite Idol legends return to mentor.
This is going to be fun.
And the performances, wow.
I surrender.
But one hopeful leaves everyone stunned.
Does that mean that you have decided to leave the competition?
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
Use me to take a bite out of food waste and help the environment.
How'd you do that?
Well, give me yard waste, food scraps, heck, even your food-soiled paper like pizza boxes, paper towels, and coffee filters. I'll take it to be composted and returned to the soil.
And we'll still be here for the rest.
Learn more at SpokaneCountySolidWaste.org.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
I wish this were an April Fool's Day joke, but you might wake up and see a little bit of snow mixing in with the rain, or maybe even snow at your house tomorrow morning. That will taper off. We'll get some breaks with just hit and miss showers throughout the day. If you've got a dog to walk, it'll be a windy day. High temperature of 47, 53 is our average high. Wouldn't rule out a thunderstorm in the afternoon or early evening.
Well, that makes it exciting.
And Grapple.
It's all there. The gang's back together.